I want to go back to Nicole Sganga, who is in our Washington bureau. And Nicole Sganga, for anyone who's just joining us, catch us up to speed on what you can report.
Yeah, law enforcement working right now to potentially confirm a suspect here. We know that this individual was wearing body armor at the time of this incident when it played out. At least one long gun and 4 improvised explosive devices found on this person. That vehicle we've been describing, Lindsay, on air as a white truck. It is unclear at this time if the suspect, the driver, owned that vehicle or whether or not they were working with someone else, whether or not that vehicle was rented or borrowed from an associate. Of course, if and when police identify, where that vehicle came from, it could point to further charges. But right now, we expect that federal law enforcement, the FBI that is lead on this investigation, is ascertaining search warrants to search this individual's home, creating a timeline of their possible travel to New Orleans, particularly if they came out of state, and doing a full digital forensic scrub on any devices that might be recovered from the scene or the person. At this point, too early to say whether or not this individual acted alone, but so often in some of these attacks, there are family, friends, associates who might know of, concerning behavior, whether it is, gathering of possible, chemical or other types of incendiary devices, gathering of weapons. It seems here like an extraordinary level of premeditation that Sam was pointing to, and some level of sophistication of this attack. Law enforcement describing on the scene this morning the maneuvering that this truck did in order to, hit many people, 10 people dead, 30 injured. In addition, as soon as the car stopped, we know that the suspect here opened fire on law enforcement. So planning multiple ways of really creating the most amount of carnage. And so investigators have a lot of work on their hands to do once this individual is positively identified. And we're being told that investigators are getting closer and closer to that. And of course, we know that, that body of the suspect has been recovered on the scene, and we have seen some of those images.
Okay, closer to an identity of the suspect. Nicole Sganga, thank you so much. And Anna Schecter joins us now in Studio 57. She's a senior coordinating producer for our CBS News Crime and Public Safety Unit. Anna, you and your team feverishly working to confirm new details. What can you tell us?
Well, just building on what Nicole was just telling you, investigators are creating a profile. They do have an identity of the suspect. They believe they have pinned that down, and we should be reporting that any minute. The truck appeared to come from Texas, drove to New Orleans. As we saw, it was unfortunate that the driver could maneuver around whatever protections were in place for pedestrians, and at least 10 people killed. That number is expected to rise, dozens more injured. But we're really homing in on the motivation of the suspect. You saw, I don't know if we showed this image, there's a white truck, and at the back of the truck, there's a pole with what appears to be a black flag. Investigators are looking at whether that's an ISIS flag or a flag related to some other terror organization. They're probing that now. They have not said definitively, but we expect to learn more. But that is certainly a line of questioning that investigators are telling us they are looking at. So it's early days, but I do think that in the next hour, we're going to learn a lot more about the suspect and looking at motives. Sometimes that can take days, but we're actually moving pretty quickly in this investigation.
I want to ask you about those barricades in a second, but first, what does it tell you that we're able to report that this person was wearing body armor and that this person, well, a long gun was recovered with some sort of suppressive device, some kind of silencer?
That speaks to a large amount of planning, tactical experience. That speaks to a premeditation that would take a long time to think about. There were also multiple explosive devices recovered from the vehicle. So this speaks to premeditation, planning, tactical experience at some level to be able to, get a device that acts as a silencer on a long gun, have parts of an explosive device or those actual explosive devices. It appears our sourcing says explosive devices, not just one. This was designed to inflict as much harm as possible.